Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. Welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards and see what's in store with a message from Spirit. How are you all doing today? It's Tuesday. Depending on where you're living, for us, we got some snow yesterday, which was the first snow of the season. And to me, that felt very magical. To me, when the snow just starts to fall, there's like a blanket over everything where we get to pause and take an in-breath. So if you're not somewhere where it's just freshly snowed, or maybe you've had snow for a long time and you're kind of tired of the snow, the message in that I want to bring forward is there's a beautiful reset and a recalibration in that in-breath and that peace and quiet. There's an energy about that. So let's dive into the cards, see what the messages are. This week I'm using the Mystical Shaman Pocket Deck. So again, it's a little deck, but I absolutely love this deck. I'm going to do one more shuffle here. All right, that feels about right. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. My guides are saying, remember that you carry a container of peace within you all the time, and it is your choice to pull the lid off and experience it, or keep the lid on and keep it kind of closed off from yourself. And it almost reminds me of like when something smells really beautiful, like say an essential oil, like this one, for example. I have this beautiful essential oil. I can either leave it always in here where I can't smell it, or I can choose to, take the lid off and smell it. And that provides a totally different experience. So Spirit is essentially saying we carry a container of peace within us at all times, but we have to choose to bring it to the forefront. There's an act of choosing it. Very interesting. So let's see what the cards are wanting to say today. Oh, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. Interesting. Okay, first card out is the Time Master. Now this card really talks about being beyond time, beyond linear thinking in our world. And for many of you watching this, I know that you are really becoming multidimensional in your experience on this planet, meaning you understand the ability to choose in any moment your perspective, your idea, your view of anything. And that even goes for time. And the reason why this is so significant is because time is such a locked in reality within 3D. Everything moves in a linear direction. But when we move beyond the concept of 3D, we realize time is not linear. It is in every direction in all ways, past, present, future, parallel. And so this is really saying recognize how you can move through time in different experiences. And in the most simple form, it can be like, again, with the snow, that moment when everything seems to quiet and pause and you get that in-breath, right? So this is very, very interesting, very much aligned with what Spirit was saying to start us off. So consider how you yourself are the time master, how you can expand moments, you can contract moments, you can live in a moment of hurt and pain, or you can live and transform that moment into awareness and growth. All of those kinds of things. You are the time master, okay? That's the first one. The next one here that we have is the Tree of Life. And what I'm really getting from this card right now specifically is that, Spirit's like, you have the ability with all of the things that the Tree of Life can represent. You have the ability now to be strong in all aspects of your life. And the reason why I say that is trees need to be deeply rooted into the earth, but also be really tall and expanded so that their leaves and their branches, the branches can have the leaves reach the highest canopies and absorb the most amount of sunlight to bring it down into the beautiful rooting in the earth. If either of those are missing or not working properly, the tree is going to fall over. And so Spirit is really wanting to talk about how rooted you actually are and how expanded you actually are. And the message right now is not about attaining that, but rather being that, Because I think for many of you, you don't realize how much you already are the entirety of the tree. Not just the roots, not just the leaves, not just the trunk. You are the entirety. You live in all realms, above, below, and in the middle, right? You are present here in 3D, but you're also really rooted into this like soul source frequency. And you're also connected high up into those cosmic frequencies as well, because all things are connected. And so when you really stand in the power of strength and sturdiness and longevity that we see with big trees, you realize how bountiful you are, how connected you are. And that connection also then brings into your reality your beautiful creations, the things that can live within your reach and your grasp. And they're showing me right now, they're saying, consider what you can find within a tree. When you have a healthy tree, within it there are nests, there are birds, there's new life, eggs within the nest. They're showing me 3 little blue robin eggs. There are squirrels running in the trees. There's flowers or fruits on the trees. Like, it is so multi-layered. And as you stand in your truth of who you are with those expanded branches and rooted roots and strong, sturdy trunk, you have an ability to host so much more life, in your experience. So something to consider with that. Very interesting. Now, the other, Spirit's getting me to pause. Hold on. Okay, interesting. So this next card, many of you might jump at the word. And what I want you to do is see the opposite, okay? Now this is why Spirit made me pause. So this one is the curse. Now, many people, you hear the word curse and you're like, oh my goodness, horrible, scary. Spirit says you need to read it this way. Now, the reason why this is that many of you have been mastering these aspects, the time master, your multidimensional self, tree of life, and you have bypassed, eliminated, transformed, transmuted soul lineage and biological lineages that we would consider a curse. My family is cursed financially. This curse of never finding a partnership, any of the things that you could consider that kind of curse-like energy, you've eliminated it. It's like, I want to do that. It's not there anymore. It doesn't exist. And many of you need the confirmation that you have cut ties with a lot of things. So this is your confirmation that you have eliminated what used to be active in your life. You have or are cutting ties with it right now. And that's a fantastic thing. That's a fantastic thing, because what it does is it brings you a new, fresh perspective. And this Holy Mountain card here is just so beautiful. You have the sun and the moon in this card, and you can't quite see, but there's someone right at the very top meditating. It's hard to see. This Holy Mountain means you have reached the peak. You have reached that pinnacle where you then get to see everything in front of you. And because you reached that pinnacle, that's why you get to break this curse energy, this continual cyclical nature of things. You have reached that. You're the one that hiked yourself up there. And this was a message that came up not that long ago too. So it's interesting it's coming up again. It means it needs to be heard. So consider the beauty and bounty you have moving forward. The sturdiness that is within you, and maybe some of you are feeling sturdy in your roots, but maybe not in the leaves. Or maybe it's the other way around. Whichever way you feel called to balance it, do so. Because it feeds into the bounty of who you are. And Spirit keeps wanting to shine a light on the beautiful nature that you are. You are amazing. You have grown so much. You have come so far. You're multidimensional now. And so it's a beautiful thing. So they're giving you a lot of credit, a lot of support and encouragement to be strong, stand tall, and move forward. So I will leave that with all of you for today. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day.